You have to want to see transformation in order to have more transformative coaching. As we look at the ICF's competencies, this new competency number 2 that focuses more on the coach's ability to have, or the coach's mindset, that focuses more on this transformational exchange that I'm here to help cultivate growth, not solve problems. I'm here to help facilitate a partnership around transformation and development, not just a transaction. Fix something and hang up the phone. Coaching exists to help people grow, even through mundane topics and agendas. As we begin looking at our final, or as we take our final look at the coaching agreement, this sense of your beliefs and your mindsets becomes even more important. Let's take a recap of everything we've done with the coaching agreement since the very first session of this course. We started with the training wheels, a very structured approach to a coaching session. We really took a look at that START model. Particulars of that START model being after the S, then we have top of mind and potential for transformation. We have the areas that need to be addressed. And then we have that measurable result, the outcome for the session. Then we team up from there. But those were the training wheels. Those were the initial concepts and guidelines to help drive and fuel our exploration of the agenda. And then we started talking midway through about the 3 cups. Let's just fill the cups at the beginning of the session with the idea of transformation, the areas, and the result. Don't go in any particular order. Follow the client and ask questions that bring in the client language to make them more real and authentic. But here we're going even deeper as we look at ourselves and what we want. What do I want when I step into a coaching session? Do I want it to wrap up well? Do I just want to make sure this person gets value out of the session? Do I want them to see whatever problem they have resolved? That's fine, but it's not great. Am I really driven as a coach to get good feedback? Am I driven as a coach for my clients to say, yeah, I got everything that I needed out of this conversation every single time? What do I care about most? What a coach, in my opinion, should care about most is the growth of the client, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's challenging, even if it's messy. The growth and transformation is why we're really here. I don't want to go 10 years, 20 years in the coaching field and have hundreds of people relying on me to change their outcomes, to offer them opportunities to fix things. I don't want that kind of relationship with the people I work with. I don't want to go down this 1, maybe 2-year contract with an individual within a corporate sponsored coaching program. And by the end of it, they're like, I don't know what I'm going to do without you, because every time I have a conversation with you, all my problems are fixed. I mean, it's nice to hear stuff like that, but it's not the point of coaching. It's not the point of coaching. The point of coaching is for the client to see transformation. The coach always has 2 agendas. Number 1, to follow the client's agenda. And number 2, to make sure it is about growth, to make sure it is about transformation. Therefore, you have to be the kind of coach who believes very deeply in the transformative nature of an individual coaching session. That even if it's a simple agenda, even if it is a check-in, even if it's a very mundane topic, like I've got an anniversary dinner, I'm not exactly sure where to go for the dinner. Is it okay if we talk about that? Sure. But as your coach, I don't care where you end up going. I don't care about this problem. I care about you. Be the coach that believes that even in the mundane, there's transformation. There's a nuance here, there's subtlety here where you don't push it. You don't say, well, instead of this talk about the dinner, would it be okay if we looked at something more meaningful like your relationship with your significant other? That's not following the client's lead. But are you the kind of person, are you the kind of coach who believes deep down that every single opportunity you have to coach is an opportunity to create deep transformational awareness that changes our mindsets, that changes, offers opportunities for clients to change the way they see themselves and others. If you're that kind of coach, you will see the agenda setting process in a new light. One of the biggest questions from coaches is, well, how can I just make this whole process more natural? The best way you can do it is like the lazy answer at this point, but the best way you can do it is just to believe that's the point. It's the point of the ICF session recordings and assessments. The point of having some sort of structure and the competencies and the PCC markers around the 3 cups. The point of all of that is to help the client experience transformation. And if in my heart I fully believe that every time we set an agenda, we're entering a space where transformation is able to happen. If only we go deeper than just the basic problem, even if I just check in, why in the world is this the topic we're going to focus on? What makes it important? And what difference would the person want in their life, their relationship, their journey, as we spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 50 minutes on this conversation? Be the kind of coach that sees transformative opportunities in every session. What happens if you don't believe? If you don't believe and you half-heartedly go into the agreement, the agenda setting, with this attitude of, I'm not really sure why I'm asking these questions. It sounds like a pretty straightforward conversation. It's just about a conversation that this client needs to have with her manager, and they just need to say this thing. It's simple. Then any attempt you make or take to offer agenda setting is going to come across as half-hearted. It's going to come across as scripted. And those subtle cues that you demonstrate with a half-hearted belief is going to cause the client to say, well, this sounds like just the script. So let me answer these and we'll get to the real point of the conversation, which is fixing this agenda topic, getting this done, getting the answer I need. You have to believe in the transformational nature of coaching. We understand the value of your mindset from positive psychology. Carry that understanding into the way you coach. If you're the kind of person that has got a passion and enthusiasm, doesn't have to be all wild and crazy, but a deep enthusiasm around the fact that coaching changes. Coaching digs deep into a person's psyche and identity and helps them grow. If you have that mindset and belief, it will also show up in the questions you ask and just the yearning you have in the agenda setting to make sure we're going to the right depth, to make sure we're in the right space, to make sure we are actually going down a path that has an end that's valuable to the client. Instead of making any assumptions about where things should go, you just have the assumption that the client needs to grow. And I don't mean for that to rhyme. It doesn't matter. You just have that assumption. Have that belief. Because without it, your client will tell. They'll be able to see it. But if you have that enthusiasm, that belief in the transformational nature of coaching, it will help them step into it knowing that there was someone who sees greatness in them, even in the mundane. And if they don't, it's kind of fine. I don't want to work my life around just transactions. I don't want to spend 1 or 2 years solving another person's problems. I want to see them grow. And so should you. Thank you for coaching.